So today for math, we're going to be looking at the coordinate grid. The coordinate grid is used a lot in math because of graphing points, and eventually when you're in algebra, you'll be graphing lines. My advanced kids for Gecko, you've already done a little bit of work with this, so I'll give you a couple of extensions. Kids in my normal math class, this would be chapter like 15 for us, and it is all over your NWA and MSTEP, so it's really important. But the coordinate grid, you have an x-axis and a y-axis. Notice it goes in alphabetical order. So when I'm drawing this, you will have an x and a y-axis. X goes left to right, y goes up and down. You can almost think of it like two number lines. A normal number line like you'd see in a thermometer, which usually goes up and down. Now, you read these with an ordered pair. It always goes your x first, then your y in alphabetical order. So the x tells me to go to the right or to the left, and the y tells me to go up or down. Now the origin is at point 0, 0. That is right there in the middle. That is your starting point, which the origin literally means the start. Now, you're going to use this to graph points. That'll be like the 5th grade standard. You know how to graph points, so I should be able to go like that and tell you exactly where that point is. Eventually you'll use this to graph lines, and we've done that a couple of times in the advanced Gecko group. So I'm going to show you one example right now. This would be a coordinate grid. We have our x-axis and our y-axis with our point of an origin in the middle at 0, 0. So with that, you always look at your points, and we go adding positive, negative, positive, negative. So you are not using the spaces. That is the biggest mistake you can make here. The dark line is 0, so we're going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if I went backwards, it's 0, negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. Same with the y-axis. Imagine this is a thermometer, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5. You don't always have to count by ones, but you have to be consistent with your counting. I can't go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20, 30, 40. If you want to count by tens, that's fine, but it has to be all of them. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. That's okay. But let's start off simple. Let's graph the point 1, 2. Notice it's in parentheses, and there's a comma in between. As I said before, the first is your x, the second is your y. So my x, this is positive. I start in the middle, and I go over one spot. Positive is to the right, negative is to the left. So I go over one spot, and then I go up two spots. I am at 1, 2, 1, comma 2. You don't have to put the label every time, but you should have a nice dot there. Here's some mistakes I typically see with students when they first try this. They will go 1, 1, 2, and put a point right there. That's actually at 0, 1. That is not where you want to be. Think of it like your birthday. You don't ever count how old you are and you say you're, well, I'm 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. You don't count the 0. So make sure you're not doing that on here. 1, and then don't go 1, 2, because, oh, that put me at 1, 1. I want to make sure that I am counting and not counting a 0. 1, 1, 2. There is my point. So we have what is called 4 quadrants. We have all the positive going into negative for the x, positive for the y, negative and negative, positive and negative. These are quadrants 1, 2, 3, and 4. They are Roman numerals outside of the Super Bowl. This is probably the only time you'll see Roman numerals. And for some reason, it's counterclockwise when almost everything else goes clockwise. I don't know why. You will really only, as a 5th grader, need to know quadrant 1, but I figured you guys are smart enough that you can do all 4 quadrants. So, other than just knowing which quadrant is which, you don't ever really use that. Sometimes it just pops up. My main thing that I want you to be able to do is if you get points, now notice I have both positive, a negative positive, a negative negative, a positive negative. So I should have 1 in each area. First one is 1, 5. So over 1, up 5. There is that point, and sometimes they will have letters next to these, so you can label them. So I'll have point A, negative 2, 3. Again, start in the middle, negative 1, negative 2, then a positive 3, which is up, 1, 2, 3. B. Then we have negative 3, negative 2. C. Then we have 5, negative 1, 2, 3, 4. D. That is how you use the coordinate grid. So, if you are just starting and would like to try this out, we'll have X and Y, and without any labels, just knowing that this is the origin, I would like you to try and tell me point A, point B, point C, and point D, and see if you can send me through email or through just a comment on the YouTube page what those 4 points are. Again, start in the middle and count right or left first, up or down second. If you are one of my advanced kids from my advanced gecko group, I would like you to try and solve this equation and graph it. We'll say 2x plus 1 equals y, and make your XY table to find your points that we talked about. So pick some numbers for X, plug them in, substitute them in, find your corresponding Y, graph the points. If you can draw a little picture and send me a picture, take a picture with your parents' phone or whatnot and send that into my email, I will tell you if you got that right or wrong. I would always pick one negative, a 0, and then a positive number. That way you can see all areas of the graph. Try it out tonight and we'll see what we get. Thanks a lot.